Hello everyone, it's Jama Malmi. Welcome to another scrapbook process video. Today is day one of the Creative Design Team's Christmas in July collaboration. There's so much amazing inspiration coming this week. Andrea's video also went up today and the others will go up each day following mine. I'll have a playlist linked on screen at the end of my video and also in the description below so you don't miss any of the inspiration. And spoiler alert, we have some exciting news I can't wait to share with you. But first, let's dive into this Cricut tutorial showing how I made my stencil. So I started out with a 6x6 square, and then I went and searched my images that I have purchased because I don't have the Access subscription, and I typed in tree because I was looking for a Christmas tree. And so I just went through all of the trees that I own and chose a few that I thought might work for this project. I had a vision of having just a bunch of little Christmas trees on the stencil that I could either ink through or use texture paste through. And in this case today, I used some glitter paste or glitter gel through. So here are the three trees that I chose, and when you're looking, don't worry about like little decorative elements like those string of lights on the tree, because as you could see, they were grouped together, so I'm ungrouping them, taking that extra layer off, and deleting the layer I don't need. Now this one had a star on top, and so I didn't like that, but I did like the top layer of it. So what I did was I hid all contours, and that hides any of those little cutout details that are in the image. And that's the one that I ended up liking the best, so I removed all of the other ones and I went with this one. So I played with some different sizing, but first I duplicated that 5 times because I wanted to have it go 5 times across the stencil. So like I said, this is going to be a 6x6 stencil, and I cut it out using Graphics stencil film, which I will link in the description below. I love this stencil film. It cuts very nicely on the Cricut, and at the end of this little design space tutorial, I'm showing you the setting that I use that I have gotten the best result as well. So we want to make sure that these trees are spread out evenly because I want this clean graphic look is what I'm envisioning. So what I'm doing is selecting all of the trees and then distribute horizontally. And that makes sure that they are all distributed equally from the one on the far left to the one on the far right, and then they'll be even in between. And so what we'll do is repeat that going 5 times down as well. And then I'm also going to line up all of the trees going vertically. So first I'm going to group all of these rows because I want them all to act as kind of like one individual image. So what I'm doing is just grouping them and then making sure that they are all aligned horizontally and then vertically. So now we've got everything evenly spaced. I'm going to bring in my little 6x6 square again. I'm going to center the image on that. Actually, first I welded everything together or attached everything together to make sure it all stayed in place when I cut. And then I'm going to center it on there and then attach so that everything stays together exactly where I want it on that 6x6 square. Then I'm going to select my material. So this is my favorites, and I don't have it in my favorites right now, but I'm going to add it. So I went to Browse Material, and then there's a search box up in the top right, and I'm going to type in Stencil because I didn't know exactly what it was called, but now I see it here, the stencil film at 0.4 millimeters. I'm hitting the star to mark it as my favorite, so now it'll show up over there. I'm going to do more pressure, and then we can go ahead and cut. So here is my stencil all cut out on my stencil film. I love how it looks. It's so uniform and perfect. And I'm going to be using this photo today, and I'm going to be working with all scraps today to give you some really good ideas to use up those scraps that you might have from your older Christmas collections. And I thought that it would be nice to have a red background bordering this photo, since this is about, I'd say it's like 10.5 inches or so. This was cut from a scrap as well. I had a bunch of punched out circles from one side, so I cut that off, and then I cut the same amount from the opposite side so that it would be even, and that's what determined the size of my focal piece right here. But I feel like it's missing something. I already matted my photo in black. Typically I mat my photos in white, but since this background is so bright and white already, I decided to use black so that it pops a little bit more. And I cut this mat right here. I gutted it out, and I'll do the same for this red piece, but I just want to see how that looks to sort of mimic the white or the black border there. And I really like that. I think it pops really well off of the red background. And so we've got our nice little photo there. So I want to figure out the placement of my papers before I do my stenciling, but I'm thinking I want my stenciling kind of up here and down here. But I have all of these scraps that I pulled. These are from various collections over the years, just scraps that I have left over. This one isn't even a Christmas one. It's from the old Timber collection. And I just want to sort of like dry fit them to see where they're going to go. And I'm thinking I want to just have a bunch of strips going in the back. Since my photo is landscape orientation and going horizontal, I want my strips to go vertical since I've already got that horizontal line. I'm not sure if that's going to work with the pieces I have. I could cut this and have it stick out the bottom again, but let's just leave it there for now. Kind of stick this under here. I might not even do strips. Maybe I'll just kind of tuck these pieces in the sizes that I have. That might be kind of fun. So let's see, I've got a lot of dark down here with my husband's dark shirt and then this dark paper. So I want to break that up. Maybe stick that in here. Cover up that piece right there that's sticking out. Let's see how that's going to work. So keep in mind as you're placing things, light and dark, so things really pop. Let's see, I've got this down in this corner, so let's do the opposite up here. And I've got a lot of light in the background, so that's going to work. That pops off the dark. I've got this up here, so I'm going to move that down here. I've got to pay attention to the orientation of the trees. So this strip has to go more horizontal, but I think that'll be okay. And then let's see, I've got this here, so I might replicate it down here. I think I'm going to cut this. I don't need it that big. And since the side is not going to show, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm liking that. This is coming together nicely. So this piece I put in the center because it's my border. So I don't want it on one side or the other. I want everything to be balanced. By having this right in the middle, it balances the whole border as well. Let's see. Do I want another one of these? Maybe just have a little bit peeking out.
So I'm going to keep playing with these pieces, kind of making sure that they are uneven, like some things are sticking up higher than others, and that the colors and patterns are balanced across the page. And then I'm going to tape my photo down, but make sure I'm not getting around the edges so I can still stick some embellishments underneath if I want. And I'm going to try to get everything kind of glued down so that this whole scrap piece is one big piece that I can then move around. So as I do that, let's talk about the exciting news from the creative design team. We have opened the doors to our exclusive membership group, but only for a limited time. We have weekly technique-based classes in our private group, and each class includes a printable handout, and you'll learn from all 8 of us with different styles and perspectives, so you really get a wide range of classes. We also offer monthly challenges, weekly tip videos, and more. It's been so fun seeing our members share artwork using the techniques that they're learning, and I especially love seeing everyone's take on our monthly challenges. Sometimes it's a sketch, sometimes it's a mood board or a color challenge. I just love seeing what everyone comes up with. So we'll talk about this again in a minute, and there's even going to be a free gift for those who join during this week. So what I've done is pulled out some of the stickers from the Comfort and Joy collection, which is from a couple of years ago. I had a lot of stickers still, and I took the stick off by rubbing my anti-static powder bag, which is typically used for embossing, to take some of the stick off. And I'm just dry fitting again, so I know sort of the placement and direction I'm going, and then I can do my stenciling. I hadn't worked with this collection in quite some time, but when I saw the Home for the Holidays sticker, I knew right away that was going to be the title for this page. And of course, I love sparkle and shine. I think you guys know that by now. So I love the gold foiling detail, and then I'm also going to add some glitter pieces later as well, and some glitter gel in my stenciling for extra shine. So now everything's going to come off. I'll add more details later. I have a general idea, and now we're going to get into our stenciling. So this is the Stickles Glitter Gel from Ranger. This is available through Close to My Heart on my website, and I'm just using a palette knife to pull some out, and then you're going to spread it like butter basically, and it's got sort of a jelly consistency. It's very easy to move around. It's kind of a funny, definitely gel-like consistency, and spreads very easily. And I'm just going to kind of move that around on my page. It's very hard to see here because I wanted that subtle glittery look, but in real life it's so pretty, and especially once it dries. So I wanted it to kind of be in the corners, but then sort of fan out, not to be a perfect square. I'm not covering every tree, as you can see. I just wanted to kind of feather out into the sides. And so I'm going to let this dry now that I'm done, and then we'll come back to finish off the background. I did clean those off in the sink right away. You definitely want to clean off your stencil right away when you use the glitter paste or any type of texture paste. And now, of course, I'm adding my black splatters because no layout of mine is complete without shimmer splatters. I used a shimmer brush there. That is my very favorite way to add splatters because it adds color and shine at the same time. And now I'm ready to commit with my placement of the photo and that whole scrap piece. I'm working on my Versamat, which is super helpful with the T-square ruler because the T-square ruler catches on the side of that Versamat, and then I can make sure that everything is perfectly straight. Now I'm going to come back in with those stickers and place them for real this time. So then I'm going to add some extra embellishments and glitter pieces as well. If you're enjoying this video, you are definitely going to love our CDT Creatives membership group. We get even more detailed than we do here on YouTube. For example, that little Cricut tutorial at the beginning, I would have done in real time and explain everything exactly as I was doing it, so you can follow along with me. And we just make sure that we're very detailed and give you some really good ideas in the classes. So registration is only open this week through Sunday, July 17th, and then our doors will be closed. We only open for a limited time each time, and we have a free gift for you this week only when you join. So make sure you click the link to visit the CDT Creatives membership group link and learn more in the description below. There will be lots more information, and you'll see more about the free gift, our card sketchbook for you to use, and I think that you're really going to enjoy it. You'll also get access to our whole library of classes that we already have up, so you can binge watch whenever you feel like watching some crafty videos. There's definitely lots to enjoy. So now I've pulled out some gold glitter pieces. These were die cuts from, I think, the same collection as most of his paper. It actually was Comfort and Joy, I believe. And I'm really liking these stars. There's a few different sizes, and so they're perfect to kind of scatter around these two embellishments that I have. If you notice, I don't really have a visual triangle like I typically do with my layouts, and instead I have corner embellishment clusters in the top and bottom diagonal corners of the photo, and that works as well. You don't always need visual triangles. However, I am sort of trying to create visual triangles with these little star embellishments, and so they're sort of clustered in triangles around those bigger embellishments. Once I was done with that, I realized a lot of my splatters were covered, so I went in and just added a few more little splatters with my black shimmer brush. By the way, this is linked down below as well, and it comes in lots of other colors. And then I found this little reindeer die cut that I had in my stash. It's been cut out for years, I think. And I was thinking maybe it was a little too much, but I actually really liked it. Maybe it was a little overkill, but I thought it was super cute, and I decided to add a little red nose to the front reindeer with a bitty sparkle. These are really itty bitty sparkles. I didn't like the color that my alcohol ink was coloring it. It was just a little bit off, so I added some red stickles to the nose, and it looks super cute. Now I'm gluing everything down. I'm just going to show a small portion of this because I wanted to show you my very favorite glue. The Bearly Art glue is so perfect for this job. I like to place everything and then go in and very carefully glue everything down so it doesn't move. I added the top pieces of each of the embellishment clusters, so the title and this poinsettia, on thin 3D foam. And let's take a look at all of his sparkle and shine. We've got some very subtle glitter trees in the background from our stencil, and lots of sparkle and shine, mostly from scraps or old collections. So I'd love to know, do you have some old Christmas collections in your stash that you need to use? Are you going to try this out? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to check out the CDT Creatives membership group. All the information is linked below. And here is the playlist with Andrea's video that went up today as well, and the rest will follow in the days to come. Be sure to hit the like button, and if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss more scrapbooking inspiration every week. Have a wonderful day.